It's Paul Marsh, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by the former Scotland Rugby international, Kenny Logan. Kenny, how are you, sir?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good
It's
man.
nice to talk to you. I wonder whether you have the same problem as what I have, and that my people refer to me as, "Oh, you're Sam's husband," and
Yeah,
I.
yeah,
I used to
yeah.
exist on my own. People
Yeah,
used
no,
to
no.
know my
Yeah,
name.
I'm. If you don't know who I am, I'm Gabby Logan's husband. Yeah, that's me.
And do you get that a lot?
A little bit, not too, but a little bit. But my son said because he's playing rugby, and he said it'll soon be me, not, and then nobody will know who you are. So, yeah. So I'm on the radio today to promote my prostate cancer, promote my campaign, Johnson and Johnson prostate cancer, don't wing it campaign. So this is my thing.
Yeah. Everybody else get back in your place. We're talking to Kenny
Exactly.
today. I did, before we talk about that, because obviously
Yeah.
we're going to talk about something very, very serious. I did notice a picture of your boy with the Scotland kit on,
Hmm.
with Gabby as well. Were there any chances of the allegiances moving to England or Wales, or was it always going to be Scotland?
He actually did play Scotland, England under 18s, 19s, and 20s. And last year he decided he wanted to go and play for Scotland.
And how did that make you feel?
Do you know what? I just wanted him to enjoy what everybody does. I never got caught up in the. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did say to him at one stage when he was singing the national anthem for England, I says, "Mate, you're pumping that a bit hard there." But I was very proud of him playing for England, but very, very proud for Scotland, obviously, because that's something very close to my heart. But I just wanted him to enjoy what he's doing, and it's his journey. It's not mine. So, but it's good that he's in the Scotland colours now.
Yeah. So I went out for Christmas dinner with friends the other day, and I was sat talking to my mate, similar age. So I'm 44, he's 45.
Yeah,
And we were talking about all of our ailments, all of our
yeah,
problems, and this, that, and the other. And we're like, when did this happen to us? When did we start talking about all the things that are wrong with us? And then I actually kind of realized to myself, I was like, this is actually a good thing,
yeah.
especially
Very
for
good
men,
thing.
because we don't really do that. Are you all right, mate? Yeah, I'm all right. How are you? Yeah, I'm all right. And that's it, isn't it?
Well, they say actually, if you say you're all right, and he goes, "Yeah, you're all right," you go back 5 minutes later and go, "Are you all right?" And they
Yeah.
go, "Actually, I'm not." So you don't say it once. You put your arm around them and say, "Are you all right?" The second time, and that's when you tend to get the right answer.
Well, what we're talking about today is something that all men need to be aware of, because it's one of the biggest killers in men. It's prostate cancer,
It's the biggest killer.
and you're part of the Don't Wing It campaign. And so like I say, I'm 44, and I've had three friends that are all ever so slightly older, late
Yeah.
40s, all been diagnosed with prostate cancer in the last few years.
And did they find it themselves, or was it? Did
A
they?
bit of a
Bit of
mixture.
both?
Some did find out. Some unfortunately found out when it was too far, sort of thing.
Oh
So
God, sorry about that.
yeah, it's a real mixture. But it made me think. So I'm 44. So I'm ever slightly, literally by a year too young to like what
Yeah,
the target is. But I went and had my blood test done, because a lot of people think straight away prostate cancer, finger up the bum. I'm
yeah,
not going to
exactly.
have that done. But that's not the first step, is it?
It's not the first step. The first step actually is Prostate Cancer UK risk checker. So go to the website, go in the risk checker, and it goes through a whole lot of, you answer a whole lot of different questions, and then it pushes you in the right direction where you need to go. So and then if that's a blood test, I literally stumbled across mine through just listening to my wife's podcast about midlife and for women and for men, but mostly menopause. And then I heard her Davina McCall talking about her issues going through menopause, and I was like, God, came back from the dog walk and went, my God, menopause doesn't sound great, does it? And she went, well, what do you mean? I said, I've just listened to the podcast with Davina McCall. She goes, I said, what are men going through? And she went, well, Gabby asked then, well, why don't you just go and get tested and see where you are? So I went for a well-man test, all the bloods, and so everyone's fine apart from your PSA's a little bit high. And I was like, oh, what's that? Because that's the link to your prostate. And then I was like, oh, well, what do I do now? So he said, well, maybe you should just go and get your GP or get referred. So I got referred, And then suddenly I'm on this little journey of, right, you might have prostate cancer, but we're monitoring it. So they did the biopsy, and then after the biopsy, they said, yeah, you definitely got cancer there, but it's not doing anything at the moment. So we'll just monitor you. You'll be fine. We're on top of it. So I was like, fine. So 18 months later, I'm getting another, my next checkup was every 6 months. And then I get my checkup on the 18 month, and I get the phone call from a specialist saying, we're going to give you a call and will Gabby be with you? And I'm like, oh, that's not sounding good. And then we sat down, and he just said, look, you have got prostate cancer. Your markers are high. We need to get it out or treat it. So I was like, look at all the different treatments, what you can do. So I then decided, let's just get it out. And, and at that time, I didn't realize, well, I did know, but I didn't realize that 1 in 8 men, white men, so 1 in 8 will get prostate cancer, and 1 in 4 black men. And then over 55,000 men are diagnosed, and like 45 minutes, every 45 minutes, somebody dies with it. So it's like 12,000 a year. So I was like, wow, this is like huge. So I didn't realize all that. And I was 49 at the time. So I think the more the likes of your mates who are 44 and 45 and can talk about it, and you've also sadly been touched with people who have sadly not picked it up at the right time, and people that have picked up at the right time. We just got to be brave and go and get tested and think about all the great things that are around us. And this is one of these cancers that you've got to go and find it. And if you find it, you're in control.
I think that's the key thing, isn't it? This is not a new thing for men to bury their head in the sand. And as long as I don't know about it, it's not going to hurt me, because essentially the earlier we find out about an issue, the more likely there is of us being able to get on top of that problem and treat it.
It's like anything in life, isn't it? Let's be honest. The quicker you can find out, the better. So I just urge men just to, book yourself a GP appointment, get yourself a prostate cancer risk checker, just get on and do it.
I know that another thing that crops up quite a lot when you talk about this, and another reason why a lot of men really kind of don't want to talk about this, is sometimes having your prostate removed can cause erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Which again is something that can be talked about, can be helped, can be treated.
Yeah, and I've been very open about it, my journey. So I decided to get the prostate taken out. There's other options where you've got brachytherapy, you've got radiotherapy. But, men now talk about erectile dysfunction without having cancer, that it does come to you at a certain age. And it is a talking point. Do we talk about it openly? Probably not. I'm very lucky that within about 3 months of me having my prostate out, I was back functioning normal, and very lucky. But there is situations where it doesn't come back, but at the same time, you've got to weigh up do you want to be alive or
well, that's your choices, isn't it?
Exactly.
If you have to make these choices, funny, it's not the same at all. But I recently found out that I had an issue with my eye, and I had to have injections into my eye, which is, as you can imagine, not top of my priorities that I really wanted to do. But they said, well, you got 2 choices. You can either have these injections into your eye, or you may go blind. And you go, well, that's not really a choice then, is it?
Yeah. I suppose my situation was, I was going to deal with, the first thing was getting the prostate out of my body. I didn't want cancer in my body. So if I get it out, and the next thing I'll deal with is if there's any symptoms towards erectile dysfunction or anything that I can, that was my next challenge. So once I'd done the first one, was that, making sure that hopefully everything was fine, but it was. But I also, they use the robot, and the research shows that the robot is very on point, and it's very good. So, and it's all about the nerves around your prostate that's protecting as much as they can.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to talk about it. And I think one thing for me is I've been very honest about the process, and there's no point hiding from it. It is there potentially, but there is other treatments. You don't have to. People don't have to have it out. But I'd rather find out about it than cancer turn around and saying, right, you can't have this out anymore because it's already in your body.
It's gone too far.
And your conversation is a different conversation with your kids.
Coming from the world you do, rugby, quite manly, quite macho, the first, like you say, the first step is literally opening up and just talking about it.
Yeah.
Once you got it out there with your friends, the people that you're really, really close to, is this something that you were able to? Because us Brits, we like to laugh at the worst possible things, don't we? Is this something that you've been able to do? Or
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you've got to laugh about it. You know, I know there's some headlines in certain papers after me doing stuff, and then my son goes, "Dad, try not to talk about your sex life on TV or on the papers because it's quite embarrassing at training." You know, but you know what? If it is embarrassing, it's been talked about, and they're hearing it, and there'll be somebody in that room going, "I must speak to my dad," or "I must speak to my mum and get must speak to my mum or about it," or whoever, you know, other kids telling their sons to get checked, or dads and uncles and all that different thing. You know, you can be like, some people are 70-year-old and they haven't been checked yet.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think the more open and honest we can all be with each other, the better we're all going to be in health and in life.
Exactly.
If people do want to find out a little bit more about this, if they want to go and get themselves checked, other bits and pieces, what advice would you give them?
So the advice I would give them is to go to Prostate Cancer UK Risk Checker, which is on the website, or go to your GP and ask for a PSA test.
Kenny, thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you very much.
I really do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend.
You too. Take care.